Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parrish Construction Roofing. You need an orthopedist? Go to Brock Need a Roof. Call Parrish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. Okay, y'all, good morning. Good to see everybody here this morning. Every day's off to a fantastic start. Week's off to a fantastic start. LSU Alabama week. Frank Wilson met with reporters on Monday. Not such great news at left tackle. Tyree Adams still out. That's not a surprise. With the tightrope procedure for the high ankle sprain. Karius Kern wasn't really discussed much after the A&M loss for obvious reasons. I mean, LSU got blown out and then Brian Kelly got fired. Everyone's sort of been concerned with other things. But Kern injured his knee at the end of that game. And DJ Chester replaced him at left tackle for the final 15, 18 snaps, whatever it was. Excuse me. And Kern is still questionable. So, according to Frank Wilson. So, if you don't have you're not going to have Adams, and if you don't have Kern, that means Chester likely starts at left tackle for you at Alabama. Not ideal, but it's what it is. You'll make do. At least you got a guy that is a veteran that's played. And my contention is, while I think DJ Chester is a liability in the pass blocking game at tackle, I think he has the potential to be a very good run blocker. And I think this is a game where you are going to go run the football. So, I think this is very much a game where you're going to go line up and try to run the football and do some power sets and creative sets and probably see Michael Van Buren and a lot of different stuff like that. It's a what do you have to lose type thing. You're 10.5 point underdog. Get an interim coach. We'll see. Today also is the NFL trade deadline. So 3:00 Central, 4 Eastern, 3 Central. Is the trade deadline. I think the Saints should be sellers. I think this should be fire sale. I mean, even if it's pennies on the dollar. I think it's this simple. You ask yourself two questions. Number one, do you have impending free agents that you're not going to re-sign? If that's the case, trade him. Rashid Shaheed. It's going to be a free agent, not likely re-signing. Trade him. And if you have players who are maybe veteran players who are not going to figure in to your future during this rebuild, like to your future success, and you can get something for them, trade them. Like, you're not going to be a good team for the remainder of Alvin Kamara's career. As much as it pains me to say it, trade him. Are you going to invest in Alontae Taylor? If not, trade him. Same with Pete Werner. Go down the list. Jawan Johnson. If someone wants to give you something for him in his 3-year, $30 million contract, whatever you can get that makes you younger, less expensive, assets that you can build around for the future, do it. We'll see what they do. All right. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Thanks for being there. Good morning. Current weeks will be all right. They'll be good to go. He'll be all right. He'll be good to go. Gosh.
Questions? Walker Parks, is he?
Oh, he'd be all right.
Be all right?
He'd be all right. He'd be good to go. He didn't go today. We held him today, but he'll be all right.
Okay.
Oh, Dabo. That one will live on. It's exciting. Middle-aged grind. Good morning. Hey, Thomas. Good morning. Tiger Diver. Good morning. Now, I thought you're always Tiger Diver, but that looks like Trigger Diver. Did you used to spell it Tiger Diver, but the handle is Trigger Diver? Have I been saying it wrong the whole time? Morning, Scone. Why do you think LSU coaches haven't moved Josh Thompson to tackle chest into a guard spot? I did ask, if you remember that. I asked Brian Kelly that 3-4 weeks ago. And Kelly was still kind of bullish on Weston Davis at right tackle. And I don't have this confirmed by multiple sources and certainly not on the record. But I did have somebody tell me that they approached Thompson about the possibility of playing tackle and he didn't want to do it. So for what's that's worth. Know thyself. Nick Torino, what up? Christian Case, morning. When should the president be announced today? I don't know what time that is, but LSU will announce university president today. We're all expecting it's going to be Wade Roos. And then once that's announced and he can be installed as the president, then the leadership dominoes can start to fall. Yeah, I don't know what time today, but that will be today. Does this feel like the longest bye week ever? Kind of. It feels like forever since LSU played a game. Day 8, let's go. Leon, good morning. Brad, good morning. Who do you think was the worst coordinator under Ed, Matt Canada or Jake Peets? Peets was just not qualified. Canada and Ed feuded, but Matt Canada was good qualified coordinator. Jake Peets just wasn't qualified. Hey, Rocky, morning. Will Saints make any trades? I hope so. Shaheed, Olave, Taylor, Granderson, Juwan Johnson, Kamara. Trade them all. Hey, Patrick, good morning. Coffee time for show. Have a great day. Morning, Sconers. #blessed. Hey, Jason, good morning. Did you get the Blue Zions? I did not get the Blue Zions. Jason, if I'm being completely honest with you, I just don't want Zion shoe. Just not interested. That's a me thing, but I don't want Zion shoe. Hey, Brian. RSP1218, good morning. Brian Penn, good morning from Church Point, Louisiana. Any info on this coaching search? I am going to have a video coming today because Shaq gave an interview in an Us Weekly, said that he's heard through the grapevine that some of the powers that be have reached out to Nick Saban. And I've heard the same thing. So I'm going to do a locked on episode on that today. And I'll give you as much detail as I think I can, responsibly. I want to be clear. I do not think that's going to happen. I do not think Nick Saban is going to be LSU's coach. That's just my opinion. I have not spoken to Nick Saban. But it was interesting to hear some of these convos and who is sort of leading that charge and how, which means it's not 0% chance. Like there's at least a chance. I don't think it's a good chance, and I don't think it's going to happen. Again, my opinion. but there's a contingent leading that charge for sure. I'll do more on a Locked On episode on that later today. Eric, good morning. Similar to the Saints with Shuck, do you need to find out what you have in Van Buren going into the offseason? No. Because you're going to add a portal quarterback anyway. And if he wants to stay and compete, cool. If not, okay. Like you may even add 2 quarterbacks this offseason because you're not going into next year with only Van Buren, Colin Hurley. So unless if you manage to flip a high school quarterback, which I don't know if that's realistic, you're going to add 2, like someone with starting experience and someone who's coming in to give you depth. I think LSU will be a portal spender at quarterback for like one of the, like what Oklahoma was with John Mateer, Oregon with Dante Moore. Like looking for Tulane with Jake Retzlaff, Duke with Darian Mensah. Like LSU is going to do that this year. Like they have to. You have to go get a quarterback with starting experience. Like you're going to spend, but you have to go get a real like starting quarterback this offseason. Current is guard anyway, rather than be healthy, play next year guard. I don't know that I agree with that, Rooney. I mean, he played tackle in high school, and I know he was listed by the scouting services as an interior lineman. But he showed up on campus, they immediately played him at tackle. And he is athletic enough to play tackle. So you could say he's play guard. I don't know that I agree with you. I think he is plenty athletic enough to be a tackle. Kind of surprised here. Practices lack physicality. One of the things that's you got to keep in mind about that is the NCAA limits the amount of full contact practices and periods that you can have. So he's talking about. So Frank Wilson mentioned yesterday. Blake Baker came to and was like, "I need like a physical like interior run, portion of practice, period. So I can show my guys that physicality so they're not surprised by it on Saturday." And that seems obvious. But again, like even go back to camp, you have to, the NCAA mandates like a ramping up period. You cannot do 2 days anymore. You can only have so many full padded practices, same during the week. So a lot of coaches scale back during the season so as not to run their team into the ground during the week. They want to be healthy and ready and fresh for Saturday. So you don't see as much physicality during the week. You may have like one full padded practice on Tuesday or Wednesday. But anyway, so I hear you. It's a different age, and some of that is mandated by the NCAA. But Frank said that Blake Baker asked him for like a full contact period, on the interior for the run and for run defense, and so they're gonna do it today. Calypso Coyote, morning, Matt. Fun times, day 2. We'll have a postal inspector with me again today. Office may lose 2 routes. Fantastic. Wait, so is that a good thing or a bad thing if you're losing 2 routes? Hey, Bailey, have we ever been tricked as bad this LSU team beat Clemson, gradually got exposed? The biggest disappointment from this one that I could remember in my lifetime is 98. 98 was a team. 95 was Jared Denard's first year. They went to the Independence Bowl. 96, they won 10 games, went to the Peach Bowl. 97, and went back to the Independence Bowl, beat Notre Dame. And then in 98, man, you had Herb Tyler as a senior quarterback, Kevin Falk as a senior running back, Rondell Mealy, Booger was a senior, Todd McClure was a senior. I mean, you had a really veteran team in 98. From all those guys that had come in with Denardo and they'd grown, and they were preseason top 10. I think they were like preseason number 8 in the country. And they went 4-7. And they just, the big change was that defensive coordinator. They brought in Lou Tepper and, the now infamous drop linebacker, Thomas Dunson. And they just couldn't get stops, man. And they lost some close games. They lost to Georgia 28-27 in Tiger Stadium. It was Quincy Carter's freshman year. They lost a close game to Kentucky, where Kentucky hit a field goal. I think if it wasn't a walk-off, it was right there at the end of the game. They won by 3, like a 37-34 type game. Lost close game at Bama late. It was just Bama was in Tiger Stadium, sorry. 99 was the game. 99 was the close game at Bama at the end. Same with Georgia. Yeah, it was just one of those. They lost to Notre Dame in 98. High scoring game. But it was just that one was the other one I would tell you that sort of matches this one. And then 89 as well. I mean, that was Tommy Hodson's senior year. Hodson for Heisman was the big push, and they were supposed to, be a really good team after winning the league in 88. And then a similar thing in 89 where they just kept losing close games. They lost their opener day in M 28-16. They lost to Florida State 31-21. They beat Ohio, and then they lost to Florida 16-13. They lost to Auburn 10-6. They lost to Kentucky 21-27. They lost to Tennessee 45-39. I was at that game. They beat Ole Miss. They got blown up by Bama 32-16, and then they beat Mississippi State in Tulane. But it was just like you just kept having a bunch of close losses. Same. All right, please smash the like button if you would subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. I did not realize it was 7:04. Hang on one second. Got to go stop Drew's backpack.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Y'all, I married an Eskimo. It's 65 degrees in our bedroom. I mean, she don't turn the heater on, so she just leaves like the central air off. It's 42 degrees outside, 65 in our room. Crazy. Anyway. All right. Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, by the way, if you missed it, made this announcement yesterday. Very excited about it. So we're doing something called the 12 Days of Christmas with Parish. So we want to bless 12 families this Christmas season. And so Parish, we're giving up $1,000. Our friends at Duplessis Builders, great sponsor on AFR, is also matching the $1,000. Ruckus is going to give shoe vouchers for the families that win. And then Chris's Specialty Foods is going to provide Christmas dinner. So if you know someone who's less fortunate, who maybe needs some help this Christmas, you can go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com, right on the homepage, and you can nominate someone, or they can enter. You can send them the link and they can enter. But we'll choose 12 families from our nominees, and so they'll get $2,000 cash, shoes for the family, and Christmas dinner, all courtesy of Parish Construction and Roofing, Duplessis Builders, Ruckus, and Chris's Specialty Foods. So we all kind of sat down and decided we wanted to do something to give back to folks in our community this Christmas. And so that's what we landed on, and we hope that it's really successful and we're able to bless 12 families. So all throughout November, we'll take the nominees, and then starting at the beginning of December, for 12 straight days, we'll name our winners. So we're looking forward to it. Hopefully it goes really well and we're able to help a lot of people. Leon, interested to see how the O-line comes off the bye and the coaching change. Seems like we didn't fire off the ball like we did in the past. Loomis taking it to the wire at the trade deadline. Hope he doesn't give up too much for too little. I don't think. Listen, Patrick, I said it on AFR yesterday. This has to be viewed like a fire sale, like a going out of business sale. Like everything must go, sort of thing. There's no reason if you have a player on an expiring contract that's not going to resign, there's no sense in keeping him. It's like Rashid Shaheed's a great example of that. He's in the final year of his deal. He's not going to resign. Trade him. I don't care if it's for a 7th round pick and a bowl of Cheerios. Like, get something for him. You're going nowhere at all this year, and you're not going to have him next year. So get something for him. Wacky Chris, morning, Matt. Today's Prez Reveal Day. Yes. Wonder who we get to hear. It reported more widely that Saban was contacted by LSU to hear his initial response. So what I will tell you about the Saban stuff is, to the best of my knowledge, no one in an official capacity at LSU has contacted Nick Saban. However, folks in an official capacity at LSU are aware that people with ties to LSU have reached out to Nick Saban directly. I'll tell you, I promise I will drop a Locked On today, giving you what I feel like I can give you on that story. Tiger Poppy, at Auburn to the coaching search, crowded field. Lots of new hires coming soon. Hey, Bill, good morning from Toledo, Ohio. Hey, Ryan, good morning. Watching MNF last week. Couldn't help but notice the Cardinals last night. Young players making impacts, which the Saints had the same. It's the benefit of drafting well. Like, that's the problem, right? I mean, look at the Saints. Look at who's playing for the Saints. Kelvin Banks, first-round pick. Trevor Penning, first-round pick. Cesar Ruiz, first-round pick. Talia Sefuaga, first-round pick. Chris Olave, first-round pick. Brian Brzee, first-round pick. You see Kool-Aid McKinstry, second-round pick. Alante Taylor, second-round pick. Jonas Sanker, third-round pick. Quincy Riley, third-round pick. You see my point? Like, it's all guys you drafted. You just haven't drafted well. That's the difference. Sorry to see Scott Wood leave LSU as AD. What would you think about approaching Saban to gauge interest coming back as AD? There's just no shot he'd do that. He's making way too much money doing TV and not running an athletic department. In a complete vacuum, do you agree Woodward's decision to not bring back Will Wade? I feel he did a good job not bringing him back as a head scratcher. It's okay. There is no reality on the face of planet Earth where an athletic director fires a coach only to then rehire that same coach. There's no reality where that would happen, ever, in any sport. And it's an absurd notion. Also, the reason Will Wade got fired primarily was because of the transgressions off the court, all the pay for play stuff. And the NCAA Infractions Committee, I've said this for 5 years now, was holding off on issuing their football punishment until they used Wade as football as leverage to get their pound of flesh with Wade. Like, that's not how it works. Like, there's no reality where that was ever going to happen or ever should have happened. And I love Will Wade, but no, absolutely not. And it goes to show why you have to have people stay in their lane. Why Governor Landry and Lee Mallet shoved their nose in that just shows, in my opinion, an overreach of power and an abuse of what you feel your influence should be. Like, go run the state. Let Scott Woodward run the athletic department. Like, that's a horrible overreach. And if you can't see that, then anyway. Hey, Guy, good morning from Chiefs. Okay. Club, what's good, man? H-Town Creole, total rebuild for the Saints. Not just a team that's QB away from the playoffs. Absolutely. Total tear-down rebuild. Ornament, nice fall shirt. Yeah, this is Snaps. The company is Snaps, makes these shirts. It's Pearl Snaps. Snaps. Thank you. Let's see. Kevin, good morning. Hey, Dale, suck it. Hey, Jeremy, good morning. Robbie, good morning. If Sark leaves Texas for the NFL to the Tennessee Titans, do you see Arch transferring to Ole Miss? Arch would be crazy to enter the draft. No, I don't think he's leaving Texas. I think there's obviously financial implications there for him to stay. He seems established there. There's just no reason for him to leave. If you're betting U.S. currency on a Saints player to be traded before the deadline today, who are you taking? Shaheed. Chris Lott, good morning. Trivia, good morning. Patrick, can we trade Groupie? Jeez. I wish. You could con someone into taking Blake Groupie. Leslie, Gregory. Trivia, who do you think will be the new head coach? Don't know. John Summerall. I don't know. J Bags, what's going on? H-Town Creole. Saints don't have players that any team wants. There's no star players in the roster. There's no star players. However, there are players that other teams can get at what they might perceive to be a discount. That's the reality. You have to look at contracts that someone would take on, a team might take on for the end of this season if they're making a playoff push. Buck 504, good morning. Matt, been listening to college football predictions to where coaches will land next year, but I heard that Brian Kelly will be at Georgia Tech. Hugh Freeze, Tulane, your thoughts? Yeah, I don't know at all what Hugh Freeze is going to do. I do not think Brian Kelly will coach next year. I could be dead wrong. He might coach again. I'm just giving you my, excuse me. I'm just giving you my reading the tea leaves, covering Brian Kelly for 4 years. I think he is in that class of Saban, Dabo, Gundy, the coaches that don't love this era. And I don't know that he's going to coach again. Hey, Lynn, good morning. Marrero. Hey, Billy Ray Valentine, Bama by 17 roll Tide. Maybe. LSU's offense hasn't shown an ability to score. I think they need to play a low-scoring game for LSU to have a shot. Hey, Rocky, do they keep Verge as AD? I think there's a good shot that they keep Verge as athletic director. I do. Am I the only one who doesn't want Lane Kiffin? No, I think there's probably some people who don't want Lane Kiffin. I think that's really complicated as well because of the salary and the timing. If Ole Miss makes a run in the playoff, I think that becomes really complicated to try to make that happen. Brad, the national media had Clemson in the championship game preseason. Do you think Dabo is done? I don't know enough about the inner workings at Clemson to know if he's done, like if there's an appetite there to fire him. I will say, though, it is a massively disappointing season there like it is here. And he's got to show more of a willingness to adapt. And if he doesn't, then he might be. All right, 7:16. I'm late. I got to go. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day. All of our sponsors linked in the description on YouTube. Give them tagged on Facebook. We always appreciate the y'all hanging with us in the morning. Locked on LSU is live. Actually did a bonus episode yesterday afternoon that was specifically talking about the left tackle situation, how it would impact the running game and all that. And then this morning's full episode was sort of recapping everything Frank had to say kicking off Bama week. And I'll get you an episode this afternoon, a bonus episode, talking about the Saban stuff. I'll tell you what I know. So anyway, all right, y'all have a great day. Locked on LSU's live AFR3.